Okay, for the folks who are not familiar with farm rescue or have only heard bits and pieces, tell me what farm rescue is and what it does.
So, the simple message is we are a group of volunteers that come in and help farm families get through a time of crisis. That can look like an illness, an injury, or a natural disaster where we step in with our free labor and free equipment and take care of their planting, harvesting, hay hauling, hay baling, livestock feeding, anything that um, takes away from their livelihood. We're there to protect it during that time of crisis.
Now, I know you personally are from North Dakota. I'm sure your colleagues in the organization are scattered around the country, but you don't all personally go and do that. You do some organization to get some of the local help. Do you not?
That is correct. So we have a very small but dedicated staff at Farm Rescue. There's only 7 of us. We are in 10 states. So it takes more than you know the employees to get this done, and that's where our army of volunteers come from all over the whole United States and also abroad. And so these folks, some of them have different skill levels. Some can operate, you know, harvesters, some can operate combines, and some can run tractors, and some can run people back and forth to the hotels, get meals, all of these things. So it comes in a variety of different personalities and individuals that really make it all work for us.
So when you learn of an issue for some family and you find out what is needed, then you can assemble sort of um, a list of personnel who have certain capacities and abilities to be able to fill that particular need.
That is correct. So we we're very organized in the fact that we know what everybody has certified through us to operate. So we just don't throw, an 18-year-old with no experience into $1 million combine. So we have to be very careful with, making sure everybody is properly trained and safe. Safety is number one with our crew. We always have veterans on every case, meaning they have seen many, many cases in their time with Farm Rescue. And so their training, along with providing the help for those families. So they're training the new volunteers that come in to serve. And our hope is that through churning of people aging out and moving on from farm rescue, that we have new volunteers always ready to take their place.
Did you not just not long ago have your 1,000th case where you went in and helped a family?
That is correct. That was in southern Illinois. That was actually 3 years ago this summer now, this fall. So time moves on very quickly. So we have surpassed the 1,000 mark, yes. To date, we are at about 1,225 cases.
Okay. And these are scattered all around the country, or you said just 10 states?
We grow as we can afford to, and as our partners bring us to new places. What we do is very expensive, but the 10-state area is Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and then we've got North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, and this year is our first year in Kentucky.
Okay. So it's Kentucky, Illinois, and then sort of to the northwest then?
Correct.
Okay. And you indicated you have a number of folks who are volunteers. I'm sure there are hundreds in your call list.
Yeah. So throughout the 20-year history, and this is our 20th year with Farm Rescue, we have had over 3,000 volunteers, individuals that have given their time at Farm Rescue.
Okay, and so you've got some credentials for all of them, and some are adept at doing most everything, and some you said maybe wanting just to help run people back and forth from the farm to a hotel or something like that.
Yeah, and it's also here we're at Farm Progress, and so we have volunteers coming in to support us here at this level. We have many friends, partnerships around the farm progress grounds. So what that means is we have to support them with our attention. And so we're there supporting a fundraiser that they might be doing, or also just providing outreach in their booth, so that we have more outspread grasp on meeting more people and getting the word out.
You've mentioned several times funding, and I know a lot of people would say, well, it must cost a lot. Where do you get funding to operate on for whatever your budget may happen to be?
So we rely on donations, and so fundraisers are one way we do that, but we build partnerships with businesses and corporations and individuals as well. So along with grant funding for the equipment side of things, we own no brick and mortar. All of our assets are in equipment and people. So it's a very efficient and cost-effective way to do it that way. We have so many partnerships in the industry that they support us with the equipment side. One of them is John Deere, that's very close to us, and we couldn't do it without them. So over the years, we've grown that relationship. We have the opportunity to go into a community that we've never served before. If they've got a local John Deere dealership, we can actually go into that dealership and work with them on a lease or a rent, and get that equipment to take care of that family that's close by. Logistically, we have to do that because we can't be hauling equipment thousands of miles. Makes no sense. So we're doing it as efficiently as we can, and this is a great partnership to do that. We also have great relationships with folks like Anheuser-Busch. They're providing a fundraiser for us here by providing some Busch Light farm rescue hats, and so it just helps support our volunteer expenses for this fall. So, per day, we're looking to support a volunteer when they're out helping us. It's about $175 a day. That's hotels, that's meals, the fuel in our trucks. All of those things add up, and so we find ways to get that done through fundraisers, partnerships, and all of that.
If our conversation has struck a heartstring for somebody, how do they reach out and say, hey, how can I help? What can I do?
Yeah. My advice to them is to check us out. Go to farmrescue.org and org, and on our website, right from the front page, you can see apply for assistance, family in crisis. And it doesn't mean that you're accepting help. It just means you're checking us out, so we can reach out, find out what is going on, and what our capacity is to help you. And we would love to do that. And you can also volunteer from that page. You can also donate on that page. On the website itself, it lists all of our partnerships. It lists our history, where we've been, where we are currently, and where we're going. And we are a growing organization, so in the years to come, you'll see our footprint really grow from there.
Well, if somebody would say, hey, I really like this, do you need money? What do you need that I might be able to provide, or at least consider organizing to get some help?
Yeah, we can't do anything without financial support. That's number one. To do what we do, again, is expensive. But what we need is people, and people that care about other people and want to find ways to do that. And we plug them in wherever we can to make that happen for those folks. A lot of our volunteers end up coming back. Around 82% of them do. And so they want to do it again and again. So a lot of them will come as groups. Maybe they'll be from a dealership. Maybe they'll be from a church. Maybe they'll be from a social organization of some kind. So we always work with those folks and want them to come back as many times as they can.
If volunteers then are needed, do they, when they go out do they pay their cost of getting there? If they're staying overnight, the cost of food, things like that, do they cover that cost for themselves?
Yes. So we have many different areas in our 10-state area where they're volunteer ground zero, where they're going to go and meet up with other volunteers, grab the equipment, and go. It's up to that volunteer to get to those locations. And once they're there, they're in our vehicles, they're under our care, and we're taking care of their expenses. All we ask of them is their time and commitment for at least 7 consecutive days. So when they're with us, it's quite a commitment. They will see hopefully 1 or 2 families in that time and be able to help them. And I guarantee you that it changes them inside once they do that.
Can you give me an example of some folks who you have gone to rescue that have had some difficulty and you've been able to help in a positive way?
Yes, so, on our 1,000th case 3 years ago, it was several families that were hit by a tornado. And so this was southern Illinois by the Robinson area. And so we, being it was our first year, we came down and we had volunteers that wanted to really help. So we began by cleanup. Okay, nothing could be done in the fields to plant till all the debris was picked up. And there was many organizations out there doing that, but that's just one part of what we do. Then we organize how we're going to till the soil, get the crop planted, because many of the machine sheds, many of the equipment that they had for planting were destroyed. These folks took everything and even some lives. And so we find out what the need is. We ask of our volunteers, how can we support this? They step forward and we make it happen. And through our partnerships, if we need a piece of equipment here or there that we don't have in our arsenal, they're going to give it to us when we ask. And it might be through a rental, but it might also be donated.
Tim, what have I not asked that's important to this conversation?
What we do for these families is free to them. Okay, it's absolutely no charge to them. They, of course, still have their input costs if they would be putting fuel in the tractor to plant or seed in the planter. But other than that, we take care of all those expenses. And I just want to tell people, you are helping so many more people when you say yes to what we do. And it's so important to look beyond, you know, your pride and say, you know what, I'm doing this for my family because we don't have a backup plan. And I want to take the load off these folks. And that's exactly why we exist.